Stonehenge, the world's most famous prehistoric monument. Famous also for a decade of running battles in the 80s as pagan fought police at summer solstice. Now there's an uneasy peace, but with record numbers expected at summer solstice this year, the fear is the bad old days could be back.
Every generation has one of those that just goes back, you know, and it would take nothing to activate it, really.
English Heritage, who run the stones, will stop at nothing to ensure solstice is trouble-free.
Health and safety is non-negotiable. It is how it is.
They're insisting on restricting solstice to a date the Druids don't recognise.
Where they're dropping all the spiritual people down in a dump, and that is why I'm going to walk out.
But the trust who own the land around the stones is taking the Druids' side.
When we were tough, worried about unruly elements, what did it do? It provoked even more trouble.
They've allowed a celebration that could jeopardise all English Heritage's careful plans.
The impact is not going to be on the National Trust and on National Trust land. It will be on English Heritage, Stonehenge and the Wiltshire Constabulary.
With the Druids set on their plans, the Trust backing them in the name of open access, English Heritage are worried that this man could spark a riot.
It's reality, that's what people want to do. Yeah. You know, you push it down here, it comes up there. You push it down there, it comes up here. You know, sooner or later, you're going to have to integrate it into the culture.
Somersault away. Wedded to open access, the National Trust are refusing to ban the alternative gathering that so offends English heritage. Together with the police, EH try one last time to change the Trust's mind.
We could start to see what looks like or the start of a return at the festival.
Because Brian has got a voice and he's using it and he's saying to people, right, we can come out of the Stones Triangle, go across the road and get into the National Trust land.
The potential for squiffing the 9 years of work, basically. That's the worrying bit.
They are looking for somewhere to go for a weekend. And I think the perception is, it's your land.
But, you know, the concern I have around that is, you know, a year's worth of planning and preparation and massive resourcing and contingency.
I know it's an impossible situation that you're called to.
The question would be, what would you like us to do? Close the land? Well, that's an impossibility.
It's
so
impractical. Totally impractical.
Yeah.
It's just, how do we manage it?
From our point of view, it's easy to control that compared to controlling our bit. That triangle's a doddle.
I understand.
And if you put, I mean, you say, well, English Heritage have got clear parameters, but that's because they're easy to set. They're not easy for us to set.
The bottom line is, it's your land, it's your responsibility.
We're absolutely clear that we've done everything that could be termed reasonable. But if you tell us it's not, we're happy to look at it again. I mean, to be honest, it's down to, you know, if you, as the police, say that we're not doing enough, then we would listen.
How are you going to get stewards to go in and remove 5,000 people?
Well, we can't, because we don't have that number of stewards. It gets to the point where, you know, you start to think through the scenarios, actually, and when you put them alongside each other, they all look pretty unpalatable, actually, and difficult to manage. So it's not as simple, you're not doing your job, National Trust, you should get people in.
I think it's to make the general public fully aware that the National Trust is not a soft touch. You can't come and do what you like on our land, which I think we are heading towards. The perception is that you can, and that's it.
There are opportunities to pick the phone up and not have it just explode at meetings. You know, it's easy just to give us a ring.
I'm sorry, you know, if you didn't pick it up, but I know Jerry and I both thought we had expressed concerns quite forcefully. And, you know, hey, as I say, what we've got to do now is manage it.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit difficult to be told, given the size of our land, that we're not doing enough and that we ought to be doing more, which is what I took away from it, really. You know, backs are being covered, I think. And I think, OK, if we were in that position, I think we'd do that. People in this day and age, you know, people want to just have their backs covered about things where there's liability and folk and damage at stake. where people could get fingered for not having done enough.
It's too late to stem the electronic tide. Awareness of the National Trust's position simply too widespread. The authorities uncomfortably aware that their opponents are winning the argument.
The question is there a situation where they can engender a lot of people to assist them in that? Because it does worry me.
And you're just like English Heritage and the police and the authorities and everything they're angry about, right? What if 40,000 people turn up this year? What are your plans? How are you going to deal with it?
In terms of numbers at the Stones, we have 30 acres.
I didn't really show my question was answered with how you would actually deal with 20,000 people that show up. How are you going to deal with it?
Well, it's up to us to manage this.
But who knows? Anything can happen at any time.
It's running a bit late,
I'm renegade in this situation because it needs it. There's a great desire in the community to be able to celebrate over a period of a few days. You know, and that's what's been going on for thousands of years until recent times. And so I take a stand for that because that's what people want.
There will be some determined individuals who will come along deliberately to try it on the 22nd. So we've got to be a little bit careful as to what's going on.
The problem we face, you have the hardcore element coming. I'm talking about the people who live in their vehicles and things like that. Can they take those vehicles in or not? You can tell they're hardcore, but
it's not for us to stop them going in there, unless we have got reasonable grounds to say there are offences taking place.
We will find offences by using the various stop search powers, Section 60, etc.
We have to go on and mean business and start arresting people if necessary. We've got to, because if we give up now, we've lost.
So we've updated that, haven't we?
It's actually been updated this time.
20 pages of our life over the next 2 days. Doctors, hospitals, contacts, etc. We've planned, we've done everything we can. We put in every measure possible. So it's fairly massive.
There is no reason why we shouldn't work well jointly with English Heritage, but it does have to tackle those issues of different culture, being more relaxed about control.
Due to the summer solstice tomorrow, Stonehenge has closed early today.
English Heritage starts its health and safety preparation for solstice.
To the exits or to the car park. We're sorry for any inconvenience this has caused you. Thank you for your visit.
And the first solstice worshippers appear in the long grass around the stones. Clue's plan is to hold fast for as long as possible. Whatever the pressure of numbers, open the car parks at midnight and the stones at 2 in the morning. Until then, there's no access to the site.
Clues has got an absolute wealth of experience. In fact, it's been her life, as far as I can see, for the last 10 years, of the ups and downs of solstice. But there is just a feel that she's suspicious of the Trust's more relaxed approach. And I think you need to hold your ground with Clues, because she is absolutely, when she gets her teeth into it, vehement about something. She thinks hard about things, but they're often based on what has been, rather than thinking completely forward about stuff.
Thank you. We need to discourage people from walking down the road, and I'll have a word with security and say that we just literally don't want that huge build-up. There should be conditions of entry being given out, and if they're not being given out, that's not great.
As people stream toward the stones, the man that the authorities fear is stuck in a National Trust car park 20 miles away.
So what happens if you don't get a lift?
Well, we'll work it out. It always works out. Yeah. I find that the more that I relax, it all works out somehow. You know.
There are already people going down the road. They shouldn't be doing that. We're not open for another 6 hours. Nick, there are people walking down already. They don't have conditions of entry.
My big exercise in life right now is to just kind of relax and not stress over things.
Hang on, excuse me. It's not open for another 6 hours.
No, that's right.
Okay, we prefer you not to go down there, but we're just going to send everybody else back.
That's fine, I just wanted to go and have a wee, you know.
Okay.
Is that all right?
It's Clues Everard. Mrs. Everard. Yeah.
My friend told me one time, he asked me how I was doing, and I said, oh, I'm standing on the crest of the wave, right? Surfing on the crest of the wave. You know, he says, oh, he said, that's not where the power is. He said, the power is just in front of the wave. You know, and I go, oh my God, does that mean I've got to go in front of the wave? And he said, no. He said, just let that one go. Let that wave go. Because there's always another one behind, and you just position yourself so that when that other wave comes, you can then ride it. He was a surfer. And that was quite significant for me, really. Yeah.
They said it's not my problem, it's the problem at the other end. Well, please, can somebody brief them properly?
We're not taught that way. We're taught to, you know, make it work, make it work, make it work, make it work, you know, and worry about it. And, you know, you can't trust. You can't trust.
You don't say that in front of a group of people that are walking down, because we don't want to build up at the monument.
And my ride has not shown up. We've had some van trouble. I'm not sure when they're going to show up or if they're going to show up. And I hear you're going to Stonehenge, so maybe we could ride with
you. Will you behave yourselves? Will you behave yourselves?
Of course.
Will we go for it? Yeah, all right.
Brilliant.
We're planning on using the soon.
Good.
And Linda.
Okay, Linda, thank you. Nice one.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, sorted.
English Heritage's worst fears are confirmed. There are record numbers coming to Stonehenge this year. And now, even the National Trust falls prey to the prevailing air of tension.
Well, I'm a bit nervous, and the reason for the nervousness is I've seen the website springing up about having a protest for a second day of access.
People are upset. They're upset about the fact that they can only have these 10 hours, you know, they can't come together and have their community gathering without lots of hassle, you know. And so maybe to give people the space to express that would be more healthy than stifling it.
It's the fact that what we don't want to see is a return of the festival.
As solstice traffic clogs Wiltshire roads, the English Heritage are coming under pressure to open the car park early.
No, staying. If we can just hold out until sort of the early hours now, before and we're not under too much pressure, then that would be great.
It will be great.
Yeah, the pressure cooker's just starting to fizz.
The situation is spiraling out of control.
We've opened the car park.
Why? Why?
Because the police said that the pressure on the A303, people have been stuck in traffic for so long, and people are starting to abandon their cars on the 360. And so we've had to do that, just the pressure of traffic, which is not something that we had not anticipated. It's just a shame.
According to English Heritage here, they are pleased to welcome people on a managed open access. This is what they call managed. Well, it's chaos, utter chaos.
The reality is that we have managed to hold off that much longer, but what we're going to have to be considering is see what the mood is like once they get in the car park, etc.
Yeah.
But then there will come a stage whereby we will, I think, be...
No. Oh, that's fine.
Come on, Ed. All right, just be patient, all right? That's all they are.
With the car park open an hour and a half early, people make their way towards Stonehenge. But English Heritage are standing fast. No access to the stones.
I think we'll be under pressure to do it before, but we'll just hold out as long as possible.
Right.
That's it. We're just having a quick wander. Just having a look to see what's going on. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Sure, let's wander with us. It's almost like a war zone.
No, not at all. It's just we have to manage the health and safety for everybody.
I can understand some of what you're saying, but some of it doesn't ring too true.
No, but you'll be able to come into the monument a little bit later.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay then. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
All the best.
With the spotlight on clues and English heritage, Patrick Begg is left to ensure anyone in a tent moves off National Trust land.
Yeah, and you know, it's National Trust land, no camping, please. So if you could think about moving on soon, please. Okay, thanks very much. We're just going to have to be vigilant and try and do what we've just been doing, which is be firm and polite and create the right atmosphere.
There are 30,000 solstice goers facing 250 police.
Fire the spirit! Fire of unconditional love! Yeah, can you turn it off? Excellent. Anyone got a light? This flame is our central flame, it's our central candle.
How many hippies does it take to light a candle?
Using our loving intention to create a really positive vibe here, to really shift our vibration from one of selfish, negative ego into a loving, pure heart.
Can't take that in, sure.
Can't take it in?
No, they won't let you go.
They won't let us take it in?
They're naked flames inside. You can try, but I know they'll take it.
Can we put it out and light it back inside?
That would be sensible.
We've got increased numbers at the gates, etc.
Yeah.
That there's a view amongst the people that albeit is rumour, etc. over the fact that some are saying they would rush the gates and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
We don't.
no,
the fact they've been there waiting for some time.
Yeah, and the mood's generally been good. Don't let's spoil it.
And that's right. And I think it's better to take the high ground rather than be forced down that route. So let them in.
We are going to be opening up in the next few minutes. Anna and Edward, we're just about to start. Yeah. Okay. We're ready to rock and roll.
Nice and easy! Left luggage.
Just have a look. Any glasses?
They're not coming in, all right? You tell them that they're not coming in. See where he goes.
5 to 1. We opened up about 1:45. That's better, you know. I'd have preferred to have gone till 2.
I am you and you are me. Together we are making peace. I am you and you are me. Together we will always be as one. As one. As one. Bring the fire of our spirits together and love for each other, for the planet, for our mother.
They call us the counterculture, but we're not. We're the culture. Counterculture is all that other stuff. The culture that we're embracing is the culture that's common to all human beings. Life, freedom, happiness, health, celebration.
That ruins it, because it's that people actually see and that's what people remember. It's really tragic.
An hour to go before the 12 o'clock deadline, by which time everyone is supposed to have left.
There will be some people who will not go, guaranteed.
Sorry, folks, the party is over. The party is over.
Encouragement.
The temperature's rising, pagans aren't moving, police are gathering. And who's the hero of the hour?
There's a few very difficult people here, and you don't have to be one of them, right?
Yes. We will, we're just going to finish doing this.
Thank you. It's really time to go home now. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know, I'm so sorry. Okay, thanks very much. Yeah, thank you.
Time to go home. Time to go home. Santa and Teddy will say goodbye. Let's talk it or moving. Let's talk it or moving.
With Clue's encouragement, the last solstice goers leave the stones peacefully.
It's been cool. It's been really friendly when they've been coming in. And even better than that, people leaving have been saying thank you. God, what could be better, eh? So, I think it's gone off well. I think we judged right.
That still leaves one question unanswered. After the fear of 30,000 protesters streaming onto the Trust land, George Himself and his 10 followers make their peaceable way toward the heel stone.
You've had a very calm time, I hear.
We have.
Very
good
calm.
day. Yeah. Well, the beat goes on, doesn't it? You know, it's all a moving. You know, if you take the long view, what's going on this little pebble?
Heading to Sri Lanka to the elephant orphanage. Huge bull elephant who survived to be one of the last tuskers. That's the natural world at 6:10 tonight here on BBC.
My son was brilliant, but he could not temper himself.
He put his life into his music.
I kiss you 1,000,000 times, your Mozart.
The gates of beauty and wisdom for those who wish to cross the threshold.
The genius of Mozart.
All we previously heard and known